Hi guys, so my name is Alistair. I am a personal trainer based in Glasgow, and today I want to talk just a little bit about how to set up your own calories, how to go about setting up your own macronutrients, whether it be for fat loss, muscle gain, whatever the goal is. These numbers and these methods should be able to help you get those numbers that you need to reach those goals. So, first things first, I would always start with anyone that's new to sort of want to track. I would always suggest just looking at their calorie total to begin with, so there's no need to go down the protein, carb and fat content at this stage. Really just kind of want to break them in, get them used to tracking calories, and once they're comfortable with that, I would then maybe go to something like calories and tracking their protein at the same time. And then once they've got more comfortable with that, I would then look to do a full macronutrient tracking method. So looking at their carbs, protein and fat at the same time. So first things first, I would always look at calories to begin with. So how would you find your calories? The main method that I would use that gives kind of the biggest range would be taking your body weight in pounds and multiplying that by either 13, 14, 15 or 16. So depending on your activity level, if you're quite sedentary, so you don't move about that much during the day, you have maybe an office job, that type of situation, I would probably go towards the lower end, so potentially 13, 14. So say you're 180 pounds, you would multiply 180 by 13 or 14. So that number would give you a baseline. Now obviously if you are a bit more active, so if you're working in the building industry, labourer, that type of job, on your feet quite a bit throughout the day, plus maybe you're working out sort of 3, 4, 5 times a week, I would go towards the higher end, so towards 15 or 16. So that number, that calorie number, will give you a good base to start with. From there, what I would do is taking those calories in, is track your weight on those calories for at least a week, ideally 2, and see what the fluctuations are. So if your weight is going up or down, you kind of know from there whether you need to take your calories up or down to try and maintain your weight. So just to reiterate, these calories are to basically find your maintenance level. So from there, if you say want to lose weight and you've got your maintenance sorted, then I would potentially take anywhere from sort of 10 to 20% of that maintenance calorie number and take that away. So if you're wanting to potentially go on a long-term diet, I would probably go towards that lower end, so that 10%. And it's the same thing if you want to gain weight, so it would be 10 to 20% on top of that maintenance calorie number. So that's pretty much the best way and the most sort of the way that I've found that people or even myself actually get the most from finding what their calories would be. So you can use online calculators and they will give you again a general number, but from that you would probably still need to tweak that slightly throughout a week to get that maintenance level. So you've got your calories sorted, then you potentially want to look at macronutrients and how many macronutrients you should be consuming. So generally I would always start with your protein, and protein I would personally go with 1 gram per pound of body weight. So again, if you're 180 pounds, I would go for 180 grams of protein. Now you can go slightly lower than that, so you can go to sort of the 0.8 grams per pound and potentially even lower than that, and you can go above that as well. We do know that protein is the most satiating macronutrient, so it's going to keep you fuller for the longest period of time versus carbohydrates and fat. So you can go up quite high. Now people that are very, very active or do have a considerable amount of muscle mass, i.e. bodybuilders, powerlifters, Olympic weightlifters, those types of athletes, you will generally find that they're on a much higher protein intake. But for the everyday person, 1 gram per pound is more than fine, and that's kind of what you want to stick with throughout your diet. So at that starting point, if you're 180 grams, you want to keep that 180 grams throughout the diet for as long as you possibly can. It's not only going to keep you full, but it's also going to help to preserve any tissue that you've potentially accrued throughout a gaining phase or any trainer that's new to the gym. So that's your protein pretty much sorted. The next one I would look at would be fat. So your fat content, it's quite debatable as to how much fat should be taken in. Personally, I like to go on the lower fat end of things. So what I would do is multiply again your body weight by anywhere between 0.3 and 0.5 or 0.6 pounds. Now, it is kind of down to the individual as to how much fat they take in. Now, you might enjoy a higher fat diet, so you might be want to go to that sort of 0.5, 0.6, even beyond that. But personally, what I would always say is between 0.3, 0.5 or 6. Okay, so you're going to multiply that again by your body weight, and that will give you your fat amount. Okay, and then from there, the rest of that calorie intake, or the rest of your calories that you've then taken your protein amount from and your fat from, whatever's left, that would be your carbohydrate intake. Those numbers, so the 1 gram per pound for protein and the 0.3 to 0.5 grams per pound will leave a reasonably high carbohydrate intake depending on your body weight. That's something that I personally have noticed a lot from. If I've got a higher carbohydrate diet, I notice a lot more progression within my training. I feel a lot better, and I don't feel as sluggish, I don't feel as demotivated to train, those types of things. So I would always kind of personally go for the higher carbohydrate end. Now, there is people that do say that a higher fat, lower carb intake suits them and their lifestyle, and that's fine. But that is for you to kind of decide upon yourself whether that's something that's really going to get you to that end point that you're looking for. So that's really it. So that's kind of calories, your macronutrients, how to kind of calculate those, and then if you're looking to make any adjustments throughout a dieting period, for example, I would always say go back to that original maintenance number that you've went to, and make any adjustments from that. So if you've say taken off 200 calories from your maintenance level and you're not losing any more weight, I would always take away again from whatever that number is that you've taken away from your maintenance. So say you started at 2,000 calories, you're now at 1,800, you're not losing any more weight, I would then recalculate everything from that 1,800. And it's the same thing, exactly the same if you're trying to gain weight as well. So you went from 2,000 to say 2,200, you're not gaining any more weight, I would then make your calculations from that new calorie number. Okay, so that's it for today. Any questions, please comment below, and we'll see you in the next one.